What's cracking YouTube? Jay Wilson, JWill07 on Instagram. We're back with video number 2 on the food analysis and food recommendation videos. This is video 2 of the 3-part video series. We are now going to talk about Dainichi Color Supreme. It's where we left off here. And I'm going to talk about the guaranteed analysis. We left off, we talked about Hikari Cichlid Gold, Omega 1, and Cobalt. So let's talk about what's inside Dainichi. Me and Dainichi have bumped a little head, so forgive me if I offend anybody or if you don't agree with me. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not, but this is my opinion again. So the crude protein is 44%. Crude fat is 6%, crude fiber is 3%, moisture is 9%. Ingredients, white fish meal. Again, not whole white fish meal, but just white fish meal. Wheat germ, wheat flour, shrimp, spirulina, soybean meal, krill, brewer's yeast, calcium, clay. Really? They put clay in there? Yeah, whatever. Anyways, so they don't put the whole stuff in there, so they get a little F for that. They put clay in there, not a huge fan. But let's talk about my experience with it. So everybody knows that I have a mixed tank. I have Tangs, I have Vic, Haps, Peacocks. And so I was specifically feeding my Tangs, my Moris specifically, the Color Supreme, because I was talking to Cindy, watched her videos, and was pretty stoked about what it was doing for her fish. And wasn't thinking anything of it, and I started losing some pretty cool fish. I'm down to 1. I have a yellow band left, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together at first. And then I started to notice I wasn't feeding any of the other fish this food. But all my other fish were fine. So process of elimination, I said, you know what, it's probably the crude protein. But Cindy had said that she had reached out to Dainichi and they said that they were feeding a colony of Moris and that it was fine. So I reached out to them, sent them some pictures. You know, I freaked out. I thought maybe my tank had something. You know, I take pride in my tank. They didn't respond back. So Dainichi, I'm putting you on blast. You guys are not a reputable company. I reached out to you. I asked you a few things. You didn't respond back. So I'm telling people that have a Tang tank or a Moray tank colony, do not feed your tank that has these fish Dainichi Color Supreme. I cannot vouch for any of the other Dainichi products, but Dainichi Color Supreme, do not feed it. I will not, for the sake of the emails and the experience that I have with Dainichi and their lack of customer service and their lack of response back to me, I didn't want my money back. I didn't want them to say they're sorry. I didn't want any of that. I simply wanted a response back to the questions that I had, and I didn't get any of that. So Dainichi, you're a horrible company, and your product sucks. How's that? That's my opinion. As far as their ingredients goes, their proteins, shrimp, spirulina, and krill are listed at their wet weight. This is a dried food. Same thing that goes back to Omega 1. So, Dainichi, again, can't trust your ingredients the way they're listed. So again, I'm not going to recommend this food based on those 2 things alone. My experience and the way they're weighted. They're weighted as a wet, and this is actually a dry product. There's been digestibility concerns with this food. It's been documented. You can check it out on the internet. I'm not going to get into that scientific crap, but I can't recommend Dainichi. That's me. Cindy, we've talked about it offline via email. She feeds her fish the Color FX, or excuse me, the FX Pro, I believe, the Grow one. She's having great success with it. If you guys got questions, please reach out to her. She is a supporter of this food, and I'm not going to bash it anymore. They put clay in it. It's just like Omega-1. It's weighed at a wet weight. It is a dry food, and there's some digestibility concerns. Moving along, let's talk about New Life Spectrum Basic Cichlid Formula. I got some issues with these guys too. Just this one, but I have some issues with that. Here's my issues. The first ingredient, let's get to the analysis. 34% protein, 5% fat, 5% fiber, 10% moisture, 9% ash. Krill meal, not even whole. So you know what, New Life Spectrum, I'm putting you on blast on this one too. If you're feeding your fish this, we're going to move on to some better ones from New Life Spectrum. But you couldn't even put a whole product into your front runner here. Pretty sad. Fish meal, not even a whole one. Wheat flour, amino acids, algae meal. So as you can see, folks, after I did all my research, this is still a whole product left. I don't feed my fish this anymore, because I found out that I don't think it's that great of a quality fish food anymore. I don't even want to talk about it anymore because of that. I'm looking for the best food. The reason why I'm doing this videos is because I'm looking for the best possible food on the market, and New Life Spectrum Cichlid Formula to me is not using whole products, so we're not even going to talk about it anymore. All the other stuff in there is good, but this isn't it. So let's move on to Ultra Red. I'm going to have to use Ultra Red in my hand because I can't find it on the internet. So this is Ultra Red. Right off the bat, we're looking at whole Antarctic krill, whole herring, algae, whole wheat flour, beta-carotene, spirulina, garlic, fruit extract, vegetable extract. This is all done at the dry weight. Folks, Ultra Red is a fantastic food. All whole products, all done at dried weight. Garlic. This is a premier, expensive at that. Fantastic food to feed your fish. Whether you've got marine fish, whether you've got cichlids. Low protein. Let me talk about the food analysis, the ingredient analysis. 34% protein, 5% fat, 5% fiber, 10% moisture, 9% ash. This doesn't get much better, guys. This is the staple now for me. This is the staple. And there's another one that follows it. So I actually mix two New Life Spectrum products together to get what I call the premium pellet. And that is the next one I'm going to talk about. I don't buy it in a big jug because I mix the two together. And that's going to be, let me talk about it, Thera A. Crude protein, 38%. 7% fat, crude fiber 5, moisture 10, ash 8%. Ingredients: whole Antarctic krill, whole herring, whole wheat, algae, garlic, beta-carotene, spirulina, vegetable and fruit extract, ginseng. Guys, this food is premier. Again, I don't buy it. I get it from my buddy. He gets the whole big, huge buckets and put it in bags for me because I don't, like I said, I mix it together. This is almost a 5.0 in my book. Out of 1 star, 2 star, this is like almost a 5. I don't know what a 5-star would look like, but this is dang near close. It doesn't get much better than that. When the guy that made Hikari Gold was looking for a premium product, he should be feeding his fish New Life Spectrum, Thera A, and Ultra Red together. That's me. That's my opinion. The Ultra Red I like because it brings out a lot of the great colors, the blues, the reds. I haven't had it change any colors. You know, the yellows to orange. I still have a yellow lab. You see it swimming in the background. It's still yellow. It's a premium product. It is expensive, guys, girls. I know that. But it's expensive for a reason. It's using premium whole fish, no hormones added, and it's giving your fish the best possible diet. Now, I'm going to move these because we're going to get to something. I had a couple of late entries. One was an HBH Super Soft Spirulina pellet. This is your Fish Stuff Super Soft Spirulina pellet. It's the same exact thing. There was, I did some research, and I believe HBH went out of business as far as sending out their own packaging. I believe they do wholesale distribution to companies to repackage. The ingredients in this are spirulina, fish meal. They get a little negative check for that. Wheat flour, gluten, green pea powder, and then a bunch of stuff I can't pronounce. This is your crystal methamphetamines for your fish. I believe you should have this underneath your fish tank or wherever you keep your fish food. This stuff is awesome. There's 33% protein, 13% fat, 2% fiber, 18% moisture. This stuff should be supplemented. You should not just be feeding your fish, and I'm talking mainly about cichlids because that's all I keep, African cichlids. You should not just be feeding them a pellet. Mainly because, just like humans, you shouldn't just eat one type of food. In the wild, they're not just eating one type of food. It's an assortment of foods. So a super soft spirulina pellet, a regular pellet, like I'm doing, a Thera A type deal, and then what I'm going to get to next. This super soft has got a nice assortment of veggies right into it. And real quick, last but not least, the 8 veggie deal. This is a flake. I do keep a flake. There's a lot of controversy on it. That'll be in the 3rd video. The veggie flake. Spirulina powder, soy flour, pea powder, dehydrated alfalfa leaf, wheat flour, wheat starch, carrot powder, spinach, fish meal, fish oil, wheat germ. I mean, that stuff's lower on in the game, so I'm not really worried about it. This is your ultimate vegetable flake. 28% protein. Awesome, awesome, awesome for your morays, your tangs. This is great to feed. 9% fat, 6% fiber, 10% moisture. This is something you can buy and mix with your medications if you like. I see a lot of people doing that. Your Rizzos, your Convicts out there on YouTube and Instagram. This should be in your arsenal. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in to video 2. This is from yourfishstuff.com. Great prices, horrible shipping prices. Tune in for video 3. I'll talk about prices on most of these foods, where you can get them, and what I think you should be feeding your fish, in my opinion, and why. Thank you so much. Peace.